Nightwing Billionaire, relationship with Batgirl, and the creation of the Alfred Pennyworth Foundation. Today is the day for a complete story here on the channel, and the comic of the moment is Nightwing, Leap into the Light. Join me in this video to learn how Nightwing became a billionaire and what our beloved hero plans to do with all this fortune moving forward. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Nightwing, Leap into the Light is the first story arc written by Tom Taylor, featuring art by Bruno Redondo and colors by Adriano Lucas. This serves as a fantastic starting point for anyone who hasn't read any Nightwing comics yet, so we recommend you check it out. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on everything happening in the DC universe. If you're looking to buy this Nightwing comic, we have commission links in the description of this video where you can snag it at a good price without any additional costs. Thank you for all your support, and let's dive into the video. The story begins in the past, back when Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson were in school. As they watch a bully hurting another boy in the park, almost instinctively, they intervene to help the kid. Just as the police arrive, the bully thinks he's going to get away with it because his dad pays off the Gotham police, but he didn't expect that James Gordon, one of the few honest cops in the city, would be in the cruiser. After breaking up the fight, Gordon takes Dick to Wayne Manor. The young man expects to get in trouble for getting into a mess and drawing attention to himself, but instead, he receives praise from Alfred for acting like a hero, even without a mask and uniform. Jumping to the present, in Bloodhaven, another group of bullies enjoys tormenting a puppy, and of course, Dick, now Nightwing, won't let that slide. He stops the bullies and rescues the puppy, taking it to the vet for care. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Blockbuster isn't happy with his current partnership with the mayor, so he kills him to set an example for others who disobey his orders. As a result, the mayoral position goes to none other than Melinda Zuko, daughter of Tony Zuko, who, for those who don't remember or don't know, is responsible for the accident at Halley's Circus that took the lives of John and Mary Grayson, Richard Grayson's parents. Upon arriving at his apartment, Dick notices a light on and enters ready to confront whoever has invaded. He just doesn't expect that the intruder is Barbara paying him a visit. She is there to present Alfred's will and the inheritance he left for Dick, and to his surprise, the beloved butler was a millionaire and left his fortune to him. This story takes place after Alfred lost his life to Bane, which happened in the Batman comics during the time Tom King was the writer. Continuing the story, the two go for a stroll around the city, and he shows her a fountain with a statue of a whaler attacking a sea monster. Dick expresses how he likes seeing that fountain still intact, as it reminds him of a time when people believed they could face monsters and win. While they talk, he contemplates how he can use the money he received from Alfred to help more people in the city, in addition to fighting crime at night. Next, a young boy and his father interrupt the conversation to ask for some change, but Grayson decides to do something more and asks them to call their friends who might be hungry because he's going to pay for pizza dinner for all of them. At the pizzeria, some teenagers run by and snatch Dick's wallet. Barbara can't hold back and tells the entire Bat family, bursting with laughter. While the father and son walk the street after leaving the pizzeria, they're approached by a stranger who threatens them with a type of weapon in hand. The frightened father tells his son to run back to the pizzeria, but he ends up getting shot by the weapon, which removes his heart. Back at Dick's apartment, Barbara picks up the signal from his wallet's micro-tracker. They discover that the teenagers are near the pizzeria, about to steal the wallet from Maroni's boss. Knowing this, Dick prepares to protect them because he understands that even if they are just kids, Maroni won't hesitate to have them shot if they try to rob him, and that's precisely what happens. The gunfire erupts, and Dick takes down Maroni's goons while heading towards the kids. When he finally reaches them, he sees a makeshift camp filled with homeless and terrified children, who think he is the Heartless Man, the one who killed the boy's father earlier. He assures them that he's not and urges them to keep his wallet because they need it more than he does. Returning home, Dick tells Barbara that he has decided what to do with the money. He wants to be a safety net for the people in the city. The next morning, the police knock on Dick's apartment door to investigate the deaths of several homeless individuals who had their hearts removed. They seem to consider Dick the main suspect, so he calls Barbara, asking her to return to the apartment as she is his only alibi. Barbara comes back and proves to the police that it would be impossible for Dick to have committed these crimes since he was with her the entire night. She insists they stop accusing him without real evidence. Without more arguments, the police leave. Now, Barbara and Dick can start investigating the Heartless Man with Tim Drake's help. They return to the camp where the children are sheltering, and Tim infiltrates to gather information. Meanwhile, two of Blockbuster's henchmen arrive to take a share of what the kids have stolen from the city, claiming Blockbuster is entitled to a percentage of every robbery, no matter how small. Just before the henchmen attack the children, Nightwing and Robin intervene and take down the villains, but another person starts a fire at the camp. Acting quickly, Oracle calls the firefighters, Robin gets the children away from the flames, and while rescuing two girls, Nightwing discovers that the one who caused the fire is the Heartless Man. The two begin to fight, but Nightwing realizes that the villain is enhanced and changes his strategy. Seeing that he's at a disadvantage, the villain blows up the pier where Robin had taken the children to escape. Desperate, Nightwing calls for maritime support to rescue the children, pleading for someone to respond to the call. Upon hearing responses from various vessels on their way, Dick passes out from a blow to the head during the earlier fight. When he wakes up, the children have already been rescued, and Dick is back in his apartment with Barbara and Tim. As they update him on the rescue and what happened while he was unconscious, the new mayor of Bloodhaven, Melinda Zuko, comes up in conversation. Besides being a Zuko, she was raised by the Maroney family. Despite Barbara and Tim warning Dick about how important it is for him to rest after getting hit, he can't contain himself knowing there's a Zuko as mayor of the city. He decides to break into her house to investigate, but is caught off guard by Melinda's bodyguard and takes another blow to the head, losing consciousness. When he wakes up again, he finds himself tied up without his mask. Melinda Zuko recognizes him as Dick, causing him to panic as he manages to escape and confront her, saying he knows her as Tony Zuko's daughter. To his surprise, she claims that contrary to what everyone thinks, she is his sister and her father is John Grayson. Hearing this, he grabs his mask back to inform Oracle that she can abort the rescue call he sent to Batman and the Titans, who are already on their way. To convince Dick, Melinda takes him to meet her mother, Maylee Lynn. Lynn remarks that he looks a lot like his parents and begins to recount her past. She was purchased by Zuko when she was 23 and brought to the country, but she didn't want to be anyone's property, especially not someone aggressive like Zuko. So, one day, when he took her to the circus, she seized the opportunity and fled. John and Mary, Dick's parents, hid her and invited her to join the circus. At that time, they weren't together, and Maylee and John had a brief relationship. Until Zuko found her and kidnapped her. 6 months later, Melinda was born. The second time she escaped, she took Melinda with her to see John at the circus, but when they arrived, she found Dick already flying with his parents. She expresses sorrow for what happened to them and is glad that Melinda and he finally had the chance to meet. As they part ways, the police knock on the door alongside Blockbuster, as they know Nightwing is there. Before they bust in, Melinda tells Dick the truth. She doesn't work for the Maroneys or Blockbuster, she is infiltrating to take down the crime bosses from within. Additionally, she'd love for Nightwing and herself to assist each other. To maintain Melinda's disguise and her bodyguards, he ties them up and escapes to the roof. When Blockbuster enters the apartment, he believes that the two were interrogated by Dick, but they insist they haven't revealed anything. Blockbuster goes after Nightwing and orders a helicopter with SWAT snipers to take him down, but he dodges the shots, climbs aboard the helicopter, disarms the shooters, and manages to escape. When he arrives at his apartment, Barbara and Tim help him upstairs and lay him down in bed to rest. Upon waking up, he discovers he had fallen asleep for 2 days. Without wasting any more time, he starts reaching out to people to discuss his plans for the city and gather advice and ideas from each of them. But not just anyone, he seeks out those who are dedicated to helping outside the system, like Dr. Tompkins, those he loves, such as the Titans, specialists like Lucius Fox, and a friend, Superman. After hearing from everyone, Dick delivers a speech to the press to announce the Alfred Pennyworth Foundation, aimed at assisting those in need of housing and job access, rehabilitating prisoners, improving public transport, providing free renewable energy, establishing a healthcare system, and implementing a basic income. This way, people won't have to rely on crime bosses for anything. This televised speech ends up catching the attention of the Heartless Man, who states he must rip out Dick's heart before he delivers it to the city, concluding the story. This comic is excellent. Even though the villain Heartless isn't deeply explored in this first arc, the overall atmosphere of the stories is a pleasure to read. While the tales include plenty of action, they also have several lighter moments and maintain fluidity throughout the narrative, something that complements the character of Nightwing, and I'd even say is essential for building a good story for this fantastic hero. In my opinion, the only weaknesses in this comic are the heartless villain, which, as I mentioned, had no explanation regarding his motivations or any background. It's something that will likely be addressed in future stories, and the other weak point is the jab Tom Taylor takes at Batman in his script. Many criticize Batman's actions in Gotham, portraying him as someone who only beats people in the street, but he does engage in social work to help the community. In other media, such as Batman, the animated series, we can see an approach to this subject, where he even aids villains who have been cured of insanity by offering them jobs and housing through Wayne Foundation programs. Moreover, in the current main Batman comic, this issue is being addressed again, with Bruce focusing heavily on Wayne Enterprises with the Gotham Revitalization Project. We even have reviews of the latest Batman editions here on our channel, so click the card appearing on your screen to check out everything happening. Despite this slight jab at Batman in the Nightwing comic, the entire idea of wanting to help Bloodhaven and create the Alfred Pennyworth Foundation is quite cool. This comic has those two weak points in my opinion, but it's still offset by very satisfying storytelling, great art, and an excellent narrative. It's no surprise that Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo won Eisner Awards for these Nightwing comics. They truly did an outstanding job. Even though this video has covered the entire story of this comic, I still recommend you read it to draw your own conclusions. If you're interested in purchasing this comic, which is indeed a beautiful comic, use our Amazon affiliate links to get this comic that includes the entire first story arc without any extra costs. You can buy the comic in the format you prefer at a good price and also help fund our work. Thank you very much for all your support. Now I want to know your opinion. Have you read Nightwing, Leap into the Light? Do you like this phase of the hero? What's your favorite moment? Write in the comments, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications so you can stay updated on everything happening in DC. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.